Hi there. In this video, I want us to look at the various definitions of a social enterprise so that we can fully understand the type of business we're thinking about running. Hi there. My name is Boomy Tokan. Let's get started by looking at the British definitions of what a social enterprise is. So we take this first one from the UK government, the DTI. It says that a social enterprise is a business with primarily social objectives whose surpluses are principally reinvested for that purpose. What purpose is that? It's social objectives in the business or in the community rather than being driven by the need to maximize profit for shareholders and owners. So let me unpack what that definition is endeavoring to tell us or teach us, in fact, is that number one, this social enterprise, or for an organization to be considered a social enterprise, number one is that it has a primarily social objective, which means it's trying to do something good in the community, either working on things like equality, helping the unemployed, improving health. It's doing a lot of social missions within the community. And then it says that its surpluses, which really means its profits, are principally reinvested within the business or is given out to serve the community. And sometimes what happens is that a social enterprise might give money to a charity or charities, or might even give money to other social enterprises within that same area that are working also to meet primarily social objectives. Then it says that in the last sentence there, it says, rather than being driven by the need to maximize profit for shareholders and owners. In other words, when this business is running, it's not thinking about how am I going to pay dividends to shareholders only. No, it's primarily concerned with how am I going to fulfill the social objectives. Now, the reason why I'm emphasizing that is because a community interest company can have shareholders, because there are several types of community interest companies, and one of them is a community interest company limited by shares. So they may be able to pay out 35% of their profits as dividends to their shareholders. All right, let's look at other definitions as we unpack this. This is from the British Council, and it says that a social enterprise has a clear social purpose. They're all emphasizing that clear social purpose, that they generate a significant proportion of their income from trading. They reinvest the majority of their profits in their social mission. Here's another one pointing out to the fact that if you're going to call yourself a social enterprise, make sure you're ready to start generating a significant proportion of your income from trading. Not only from grants and donations, no, but from trading. That's critical, because quite a few people think they are running social enterprises when really they're not. They're just running a charity. All right. Now, SE UK is Social Enterprise UK. It's an intermediary organization and is focused on helping other social enterprises. And then it says that businesses that have a clear social, and I like the next word, or environmental mission, because social enterprises could be working for social reasons or for social mission or environmental missions. Some are working to change the climate. Some are working to plant trees. Whatever it is, it's environmental and social as well. Have a clear social or environmental mission that is set out in its governing documents. We just don't want you to say you're a social enterprise and that you do all these social and environmental missions. No, we want to see it embedded within your governing documents, like your articles of association, and of course, published publicly on your websites too. But the governing document is really the articles. Independent businesses and earn more than half of its income through trading or working towards it. In other words, they're emphasizing the fact that don't say you're a social enterprise if you're not making money. You got to be making money. You got to be selling something. You could run your organization performing or delivering a social mission, but also it's got to be generating money. And the same definition goes on and says that are controlled or owned in the interests of a social mission, right? It reinvests or gives away at least half of its profits or surpluses towards its social purpose. Again, we've seen that in the definition, in the first definition of a social enterprise that we found from the DTI. And then it says are transparent, and this is an important point here, are transparent about how it operates and the impact that it has. So what it means there is that we want you to run an open book. We want to be able to go to your accounts and see exactly how you spend money. We want you to do things differently from the way that some profit-making organizations run, where they try to hide everything. No, we want you to be upfront about the amounts of the salaries you're paying your CEOs or you're paying the directors. We want it all to be open. If you're that open, then we can look at you and say that, yeah, you're a social enterprise for real. But these definitions are so different sometimes, and none of them has actually grasped every single thing. That's why there is no one definition of what a social enterprise truly means. But we can gather from all these definitions where we are going or what's intended by the writers to take us into a place where we can, at least to some extent, say that is a social enterprise or that isn't. Okay, the EU gives us 3 points that are critical for any organization that calls itself a social enterprise. Number one is they are entrepreneurial. They have an economic dimension. It transacts in the market for profit. It takes risks and uses the best available team expertise to enhance the progress of the organization. However, it also has the advantage of using volunteers and a mix of finance, including donations and grants for its economic activities. What they're saying here is we want to be able to see an entrepreneurship type of activity. We want to see some economic dimension to the organization. You are not a social enterprise if all you do is get grant funding and donations. No, we want to see that you are trading, in essence. We want to see you using your business acumen. And this is where quite a few people may fall down, because a lot of individuals that I've met, not every, but some, definitely, a high percentage of those I've met, who want to set up social mission organizations, they have a heart for what they want to do, but they lack the business acumen, and they think that they can survive without it by running a social enterprise. But that's not going to be the case. If all you want to do is just live by grants and donations, then you're better off setting up a charity. It goes on to give us the other two. It has a social dimension to it. In other words, it's pursuing a social aim, helpful to the community it proclaims to serve. It has a social mission. Then it goes on to say it's inclusive ownership, right? Which means that it has a governance dimension, a combination of asset lock, profit distribution limits, capped salaries, and limited interest and dividend distributions. Okay, if they have all this, then they are a true social enterprise. So what is asset lock? Well, asset lock is a clause that is actually in, people don't know this, but they say, oh, it's not there, but it's there. It's actually in a limited by guarantee articles. It's also definitely, it's in the community interest company articles. And what it means is that if anything goes wrong within the organization and the organization maybe needs to shut down, it has to transfer all its assets to a similar organization that is fulfilling social objectives or environmental objectives as well. It's not allowed to sell off its assets and share the money. That's an asset law clause. Profit distribution limits, meaning, for example, which is capped in some sense with the community interest companies, which means that you can only give out 35% of your profits to shareholders. Then it has capped salaries. That's an interesting one because you can have a limit on how much people get paid. For example, there's an organization called Mondragon. It's a Spanish organization, a Spanish social enterprise. And I think, if my memory serves me right, the maximum salary that a CEO can earn cannot be more than 4 times what the lowest paid employee gets. So in other words, if the person is I'm just going to pick a department. If the person is a cleaner in the organization and they are salaried, then the CEO cannot earn 4 times more than that person's salary. So if the CEO wants to earn more, they've got to have to pay people more money, which I think is a really smart way of looking at it. Then it has limited interest and dividend distribution, which I've already spoken about. Okay, let me now show you the definition that I truly like, and I think captures most of this information in one. It says that it's from MS, which is a writer, and it says that it's a capped income. It has a capped income distribution. It has an ongoing trading activity, which nearly all of the ones definitions we looked at has. It also has freedom from governmental and non-governmental interference, which means that it has its own governance and it is managed by that governance. It takes a significant level of market risk, which means it's entrepreneurial. And then finally, it has paid staff, not just those serving voluntarily. In other words, it has a mixture of volunteers and also those who are being paid. I think this definition captures it all, in my opinion. Now, here's a question. What side of the fence are you now sitting on? Are you going to set up a social enterprise, or you're not sure, or you're really going for it? Please put your decision in the comment box below. And if you have any questions about this, I personally will read your comments and respond to you. So do put it in there. And if there's anything else you would like to know, or how you think we might have improved this particular video, then do also include it in the comment box below. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope and pray that you've been blessed by it. If you do like this video, do actually like it, do share it, and do subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos like this. I'll see you soon. God bless you.